The superhero genre has been on fire in Hollywood over the years. While video games have had titles like the Batman Arkham series or more recently Spider-Man, there are several other heroes and anti-heroes that we'd like to see take the spotlight. Let's take a look at 15 of them here. The Punisher. The Punisher has had some of the cooler storylines in Marvel, including that one time he repurposed a War Machine suit for his mass-killing needs. Unfortunately, he hasn't really had much presence in video games. His last title was the awful The Punisher No Mercy in 2009. Despite this, we think Frank Castle could slot into a pretty good Doom clone, ripping and tearing his way through a criminal underworld as the heroes debate the finer points of his morality. Wolverine. If the yellow spandex-wearing maniac could finally get a good movie in Logan, it's not too much to hope for a great Wolverine game. It doesn't matter if you tell a real origin story and not straight-up adapt Wolverine origins. Make him the star of an X-Force game or recreate his wars with the Hulk. It's high time that the Berserker barrage is unleashed outside of the Marvel vs. Capcom games. The Sentry. What would it be like playing as the most powerful hero in the world? We're not sure Robert Reynolds, aka the Sentry, still holds that title, but his is still an incredible story. The Sentry presents an interesting, morally gray take on the Superman formula. Plus, who wouldn't like to utterly decimate the most overpowered beings with little effort? The Man Who Laughs. If you've read Dark Knight's Metal, then the Man Who Laughs is undoubtedly the best character of the lot. He's an alternate reality Batman infected by the Joker toxin and takes it upon himself to eliminate the Wayne family, Justice League, and anyone else that stands in his way. That combination of insanity, strategy, and terrifying tactics can work across a number of genres. BATGIRL. Barbara Gordon saw her fair share of action in Rocksteady's Batman Arkham Knight. Batgirl hasn't had that much exposure though, and if Barbara doesn't work, there's an excellent backup. Cassandra Cain, a highly skilled combatant with an interesting backstory and capable of fighting toe-to-toe with Batman. An experience with Nier Automata's stylish combat would be extraordinary. Teen Titans. Forget about the horrible live-action TV show for a moment. Teen Titans as a comic book series has had some pretty good stories. A team-up with the likes of Kid Flash, Robin, Raven, Beast Boy, and Cyborg would be pretty cool, their different abilities leading to different synergies and playstyles and missions. We're suggesting a co-op-driven game, essentially. It would even have Deathstroke as a potential antagonist. Who doesn't love Deathstroke? Annihilation Saga. Now, if you want a crossover team-up event to rival the likes of Square Enix's Avengers, the Annihilation Saga is more than capable. It features the Guardians of the Galaxy before they became the Guardians: Super Skrull, Ronan the Accuser, Nova, Quasar, Silver Surfer, Galactus, Thanos, and many more. It delivers on the big battles while also exposing readers to the outer space aspect of Marvel's universe. If anything needed a big-budget crossover, Annihilation Saga, and eventually Conquest would be it. Morbius. What we need is a superhero game focused on one of the most conflicted heroes ever, Morbius. Michael Morbius inflicted himself with pseudo-vampirism after a failed experiment, resulting in a bat-like appearance and various powers. Though he did battle with Spider-Man on many occasions, Morbius would eventually find himself running afoul of cults, true vampires, and supernatural entities like the Ghost Rider. Morbius's story would make for a compelling first-person RPG, not unlike Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, funnily enough. Marvel Zombies. What is Marvel Zombies? It's a series of comic books where all of your favorite heroes have been zombified. In typical zombie media fashion, the appeal is in seeing just how badly it can hit the fan, especially when it comes to those still surviving. Does it make much sense? Not really, but it also features a cameo from Evil Dead's Ash Williams. Please and thank you. The Sandman. The personification and master of dreams himself, Morpheus, aka the Sandman, stands as one of Neil Gaiman's premier creations. The journey of the character who is imprisoned and subsequently escapes into the modern world to rebuild his empire presents an awesome mash of contemporary culture, mythology, and fantasy. It's terrifying at times, imaginative at others. Batman Beyond. Rumors have been bouncing around over the years about a potential Batman Beyond game. While none of these have actually been confirmed, the appeal is still there. It's a natural evolution of the Batman Arkham series, but set in futuristic Neo-Gotham, as Terry McGinnis dons a super advanced batsuit to fight crime while Bruce Wayne guides him. Coupled with new villains, returning ones like the Joker, it would truly be the next step for the franchise. Captain America: Secret Empire. Steve Rogers as Captain America, the Boy Scout hero of the world, is well documented at this point. But what about Hydra's sleeper agent Captain America? This was the story in Captain America: Secret Empire, and while the actual truth is a bit more complicated, it still presented a new twist on the hero's story. Imagining this as an action-adventure title with thoughtful decisions and deep consequences could work. The Flash: Flashpoint. Flashpoint encompasses the perspectives of several different heroes, especially those created through alternate circumstances. That being said, the Flash is still the focal point through this story, as a way to showcase Barry Allen's character, his vulnerability when it comes to saving his mother in the past, and the sheer will to correct his mistakes. Flashpoint would make for a stellar video game. Immortal Hulk. Would this be a survival horror or a dark comedy? The Immortal Hulk isn't quite like the Incredible Hulk or even World War Hulk, the latter also being prime material for a Hulk versus everyone else storyline. The gist of it is that Bruce Banner can die, but because the Hulk can't, neither is really dead. Seeing a more sadistic and personal Hulk like this isn't exactly new, but it is compelling, doubly so in video game format. All-Star Superman. One of the greatest Superman stories ever told, All-Star Superman presents a hero that isn't just all-powerful, but compassionate, kind, and at peace with himself. The story itself, which deals with Superman's impending death, is more of a celebration of the character than anything. Whether it's proclaiming his eternal love for Lois Lane or keeping the sun alive, All-Star Superman deserves as faithful of a video game adaptation as you can get. And that about does it for this video. If you enjoyed what you watched and want to see more from Gaming Bolt, please hit the subscribe button. Also, don't forget to switch on the notifications bell icon next to it. That way you'll never miss any of our videos. Thanks for watching.